Next, we're going to create a pattern brush. Hide your ski lift layer and turn on layer 1. We're going to create a new layer and name it Ski Runs. And with our selection tool, pick up the 4 ski runs and move those to the ski runs layer and hide layer 1. Deselect by clicking off to the side. With your rectangle tool, you can draw a rectangle that is 4/10 of an inch square. If you would prefer, you can click and get your dialog box up and create a square and say OK. Now we have a black line because that's the last thing we used, and we have, well, actually I have a pink line because that was the last thing I selected. I need to swap this and make my fill black and have no stroke. I want to rotate my rectangle 45 degrees. I can actually do that in my transform panel by typing in 45. Next, in my transform panel again, I am going to make sure to turn off my height and width constraint, and I'm going to change my height to 35/100ths of an inch. Then I'll pick up my selection tool. If you notice, my bounding box doesn't look quite right. If you don't see your bounding box, go into View and click on Show Bounding Box. But since my bounding box comes up, but it doesn't look correct, I need to go to Object and reset my bounding box. Next thing I'm going to do is, with my selection tool and holding down my Alt key, I am going to click and drag to the right to make a duplicate of my diamond. Next, I'm going to pick up my line segment tool. Let me zoom in a little bit so that we can see what we're working on. And I am going to put a line segment using my Smart Guides. I'm going to draw a line segment right through the middle of my new diamond. With my selection tool, I'm going to shift click to select both the line and the diamond shape. And now I'm going to bring back up my Pathfinder tool if I don't have it open. Remember, you find that under Window, Pathfinder. And I'm going to select Divide. In my Layers panel, you'll see I have a group that was created when I divided the diamond into 2 triangles. With this grouped item selected, I'm going to increase the size of this by 140%. I need to constrain my height and width, and then I'm going to type in 140% and hit enter, and it's going to enlarge proportionally height and width. Next, I'm going to Object and I'm going to ungroup. We now have the 3 items that we need to create our new pattern brush. Deselect everything that's on the artboard, and opening up your swatches panel, and I'm going to enlarge that a little bit, I want to drag the right facing triangle onto the swatches panel. And then I'm going to change the name of that to Run Start. Next, I'm going to drag the left-facing triangle, and I'm going to change the name of it to Run End. I'm going to drag the remaining diamond onto the swatches panel and name it Run Path. From the Show Swatches Kind panel, I'm going to select Show Pattern Swatches. That's going to give me the snowflake pattern as well as the end pieces and the run. Next, I'm going to select my brush panel and I'm going to create a new brush. In the kind, we're going to select Pattern Brush. To begin with, we're going to name this Ski Run. And now we're going to select the different patterns. For the side tile, we're going to pick up a side tile, which I should have had in here as named Ski Run. For the start tile, we're going to pick up Run Start. And for the tile end, we're going to pick up Run End. And then click OK to create the brush. I'm going to go back in because there should be none selected. There we go. That would be better. Delete the items that were left on the board and select the ski runs and change them by applying the path. With all 4 paths selected, change the stroke weight to a 1/2 point. In the Brushes panel, double-click the Ski Runs brush to open the Pattern option box and change the method of colorization to tints. That's going to allow them to be colorized and apply to strokes. We're going to save our custom brush. In our Brush Panels option, select all the unused brushes and hit Delete. And yes, delete the brush selection. This just leaves us the basic brush and the new brush that we created. Command or Control click the Ski Lift brush. Again, open the Options menu and select Save Brush Library. Name the library Map Brushes and you see that the type is going to be Brush File AI. And select Save. It should save into what it's actually going to do is save into your brushes folder on your own computer. Then you can close your panel. Now choose Window, Brush Libraries, User Defined, and you will see you have the map brushes available. If you ended up saving your brush library into your WIP folder, you would choose Other Library at the bottom of your submenu. And then you would be able to select the folder that you saved it into.